Sweet.
I wish we knew for sure when it was live.
I could totally do that on here, but it's
it's
next
gonna be
time maybe
delayed.
we'd have it. Yeah, we would.
It would be delayed.
But that's okay.
We're gonna assume
That we're probably live now.
Well, it says started. Okay, now we're okay. Oh, 6 seconds in.
Ah.
Well, hey, welcome to the weekly update.
Hi.
We're here. We're doing it.
We
We're
are.
going live. We got fancy new microphones.
We do. So hopefully you can hear us well.
Yes. Here we go. Let's kick it off.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. All right, I'm gonna let Nate talk because I actually don't know if this is gonna work. I didn't test it, so, but
Well, that's fun.
it may clear us. But that's who we are.
Those are our names.
So now we know. That one does not work.
Next time we will check that.
Yes.
That was funny.
Absolutely.
So what a great way to start our little gizmo here. So yeah, we've got a lot of different things to talk about today, and today we're going to start a little bit differently than what we did last week, and then we'll continue to move into some of the other stuff today. We're going to start by saying thank you to people. So as soon as, yeah. Got 30.
Shout outs.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Yes. Huge thank you. First off, yesterday we had a funeral here in the church building for Kenneth Baker. And really loved the guy. Man, talk about life transformation too. I got to hear some of his testimony, how he was not a believer, and then he became a believer, and just exuded the love of Jesus to those around him. A very admirable person. So just want to say a huge thank you to all those who put that on, and especially to the team who served in that funeral and made the lunch for all the people who came, or for the family afterward. You guys rock. So thank you very, very much. Is there someone else we were going to thank too?
We were going to thank the funeral peeps
And volunteers for what's happening
and
tonight.
Limestone.
Yeah,
Yes.
tonight.
There it is.
Tonight, Limestone is happening. So it's kind of an event thing where we're providing hot dogs for a Meet the Teacher night. And that is going to be, it's actually this afternoon. I think we're meeting there
Yeah, like
at
3:30?
Yeah, 3:30 or so. Or actually, I see 3 on the calendar.
Oh.
So we're going to meet at 3 and start providing the hot dogs for the students and for the parents who are bringing their kids to Limestone in Sand Springs. But for all those who were involved in putting this together and getting this going, I just want to say thank you for saying that you will be there, and then you will receive a huge thanks after you serve and leave.
Yes.
So we have a postponed Grateful Heart
What?
for after you're done serving. But we're thankful that you have signed up to
Oh.
serve.
I thought it was like an event.
No.
What's the Grateful
our,
Heart?
our thanks is postponed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Our grateful.
It's
heart.
not postponed. It's
Delayed?
Delayed. Yeah.
Is that a better word?
Yeah.
We are thankful now that you will.
Because we haven't canceled it
No.
for a later time.
No, we
We
have not.
just haven't given it to you yet.
Yeah,
We're holding out.
we sure are. So
Yeah, thank you, all of the people that helped with funeral and that are going to help Limestone. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
super excited about that.
So great.
So, yep, that happens today. Let's check out some of the deets aren't on here. That's great. But it says 3 o'clock. So make sure that you, if you're planning on being there to serve, 3.
Yeah. And if you are serving, get a hold of Ryan.
Yes.
He's the guy.
He is the guy. In case you need some extra info, ryan@osagehills.com.
Yeah. Hit him up.
Uh-huh.
Hit him up.
But you?
Wait, hey, are we talking about events?
Uh-huh.
Well, we should do our thing.
It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so here we go. Yeah,
Events.
because now it's official.
It is official. Probably the biggest event is that Rooted gets kicked off. We got a lot of our supplies and materials for this. It came in the mail this week, and we have more coming in the mail this week as well, in preparation for this. Registration, we're gonna just leave that open. We're just gonna leave that open until
Yep.
the night of. Because we want as many people as possible to get involved in this group, and we have plenty of spaces for people to join our Sunday night group, the one that meets on Sunday nights. And it's kind of misleading as far as the weeks go. We actually end. And I'm sorry, I hit my microphone there. We actually end and our celebration is on November 6th.
Yeah.
So that is week 10 is our celebration week. Because we finish meeting that Wednesday and Sunday before. Because week 1 is our launch night.
I'm like all weird, man.
You really are.
I feel like there's not enough space.
Aside from your, never mind.
What?
Are you the way that you are?
Oh, paint chips.
But Rooted is getting ready to begin, and week 1 is our launch night.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you start week 2 on Monday. And so your first meeting, if you're meeting on Sunday night for week 2, is going to be the following week,
See.
which is September 4th.
See.
And then for the people who are meeting on Wednesday, since there's 5 days of daily reading, we can't move from the 28th to the 31st. So we're going to start the Wednesday groups meeting on September 7th.
Yeah.
So so that everybody kind of knows what to expect. If you've signed up for Rooted, this is kind of what you can expect. But our launch night is going to be a big deal.
So, quick recap. Big date to keep in mind, August 28th, launch night. If you're a Wednesday group, your first meeting with your group is going to be September 7th. And if you are a Sunday group, your first meeting will be September 4th.
Yes, yes. And the times for both of those is 6 o'clock. Now, remember,
6.
For those, we will send out another email today for those who have signed up to let you know kind of what your time and all that is going to be. But we have plenty of space in our Sunday night group for more people to join.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage you, especially if you don't have kids, or if you have kids that are older, like middle school and high school. Middle school and high school youth programming is going on that night.
Yeah.
And they're going to be going
And
through
they
Rooted too.
Are doing Rooted, yeah.
They are.
They're doing a youth version of it.
It'll be great. And so I want to encourage those parents who have older kids to come out on Sunday night instead of Wednesday. Because there's something that they can, they have something for their kids.
Yeah.
And it'll be good. But if you have younger kids, try and join the Wednesday night group.
Yep. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, now I'm not towering over you.
I didn't think you were.
And also, well, I felt like I was looking at the thing.
Oh.
The top part of my head was cut off.
Oh no, that's
It's
this
a
is
thing?
what it looks like.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
No, you're good.
Okay,
Plenty of room in the old noggin.
yeah. All that extra skin continues to show. My
That's why I wear hats.
forehead grows and grows and grows.
You got a
Every
forehead.
year it grows a little more. But yeah, so rooted, excited about that.
So
There's
excited.
going to be great
So
things.
much excite.
Another thing,
Mm-hmm.
September 16th is
Yeah. September 16th is Marriage Night. Marriage Night.
Marriage Night. It's going to be great.
Primarily designed for those who are married.
Very much. Absolutely.
I mean, I guess if you're not married, like you're engaged,
Mhm.
could be beneficial.
It could be.
If you're not engaged, but you want to get married one day, I guess maybe also could be beneficial. But I think you won't have a great time.
You're probably, yeah.
Information-wise, it'd be
or it
okay.
might change your mind about getting married.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So some of the stuff that we'll go over is probably those things that we have learned over the course of being married. You know.
Yeah. A lot of humor
Um,
based around marriage scenarios.
Yes. So, but this is an evening specifically for people who are married, and there will be a dinner, and that's what the cost kind of covers.
Dinner.
So, so it's $25 a couple.
It's not
And
bad.
We'll have a nice dinner
Yeah,
for everyone,
It's
and
not going to be like a skinny slice of pizza.
yeah,
It's going to be really
no,
good for adults.
it'll be at least chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
Ah.
So, it'll probably be much better than that.
I mean, I'm thinking like prime rib. It's probably not going to be prime rib.
Probably not gonna be. Yeah, no. You can think about it all you want, man.
This bacon,
But-
I'm going to pretend is prime rib.
Yes. I will pretend with you.
Mm.
So, but now we have to.
But that's on the 16th,
That's on
September
the
16th.
Yeah, it starts at 5 o'clock. So the dinner starts at 5
Mhm.
o'clock, and it ends around 9:30 or so. So it's going to be a kind of a long evening, but it'll be good. There will be, or it's like 5 to 9, I think. It's probably what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
But it's on the event flyer.
Mhm.
But if you have, we want you to register for that so that we know that you're coming and we can plan your meals.
Yeah.
But this is a night for married people.
But it's not just okay, come to the church and we're going to have dinner. It's intentional. There's going to be some very intentional moments and speakers who are going to get into some of the
The nitty gritty.
heavy
Yeah.
stuff of marriage, and
Mhm.
sometimes that's not a comfortable thing to do, especially if you're it's just you and your spouse. It's sometimes hard to get a starting point, but so this is a great opportunity to dive into some of that. There will be a lot of laughs, a lot of laughter, humor, but there's also going to be a lot of really useful, tangible things that you can take and apply in your marriage.
Yeah.
So
And it's actually 5 to 8:30.
even better.
That's even better. It is even better. So, but yeah, that'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Great.
So,
Yes.
but yes, so that's what's going on the 16th. Few other things are going on actually
Yep.
in September.
Yeah.
September is Serve Month for the church.
Serve month.
Mhm. And so what we're doing is we're partnering with the other missions and ministries in the area that we support financially to do some tangible things with them. I will be connecting with Neighbors Along the Line, and they said that they want to connect with me because they got wind of what we're trying to do.
Great.
Which is great. Also, we've set up opportunities to work with Sand Springs Community Services. And we've also set up a couple others, the Cookson Hills.
Cookson Hills trip is happening the 23rd and 24th
Why
September,
don't you-
so we're going to go out.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a little backstory. A group 2 years ago that me and Kenneth Spence actually got to go on that trip. Hit me up later for a funny story about Kenneth Spence on that trip. But so they have an equestrian. So Cookson Hills, if you don't know, is a ministry that is designed for at-risk youth, like children's all the way through 18-year-olds. So maybe they were orphaned, or maybe parents just are not equipped to be able to parent them in a healthy way. You know, there's just so many different scenarios. So these kids go and live at Cookson Hills in a house with X amount of other siblings and 2 house parents. And all the house parents are married and Christians, and there's a school there at Cookson Hills that does elementary through high school.
It's a really nice facility,
accredited,
too.
like it's the real deal. And so over the years, they've developed other types of ministries and resources within the campus there, and one of them is an equestrian, like horse therapy. And so we, back in 2020, went out and they had secured these like giant used oil pipes that were out in oil fields that were now like decommissioned or whatever. And so we were out there with our giant chop saws, and we were cutting those to make fence posts.
Okay.
And so we dug the holes, we cut the pipes, we planted, stuck them in the ground, all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, over those 2 years, they finished out, so they built a big giant fence, and then this really, really beautiful gate that was custom made by an iron company down in Dallas, a metalworks, ironworks company.
Okay.
And they designed it and installed it, and so now they have this really beautiful fenced-in equestrian area that they can use. That same company that made the gate is prefabricating back porch, like railing and stair railing stuff.
Okay.
Because what had happened was they built these houses and the back porches were made of wood and stuff like that.
Yeah, they rot.
deteriorated and
over time. Yeah.
posed a risk for kids and stuff like that. So they actually got rid of all that, laid a cement porch so that it can't rot. And then they are building these railings and stuff in Dallas, and they're going to bring them up there. And then we are going to install all of that onto these porches on the back of their houses.
Okay.
So
Great.
that's going to be the main thing of the trip, and they're actually going to be there all week. On the Friday, Saturday we are there, we can help with that, and I think there's a couple other things that we can do there on campus. But because of all the work that these groups have done in the past, and the generosity of some other companies, there's no cost associated. They just are so thankful for all the help that we've provided, that there's food is covered, lodging is covered,
Wow.
materials are covered, everything's covered. All we have to do is show up and help. So
Do we need to bring tools?
when you sign up, we will send you a list of what to bring. As of right now, I don't think there's tools necessarily we need to bring, but it's always a good idea to have a couple things with you.
So this can be an overnight thing where we stay
Yes.
on the premises, correct? And so they will have a
Yes.
place for us to sleep.
Yes. We
Okay.
just need to let them know our numbers.
Yes, so they can plan for us to come.
Sooner rather than later.
All right. And if
But if-
someone can only make it one day, is that okay?
I think so. I think if you can't come on Friday, that's fine. You just come out. I think that would mean you'd probably have to drive yourself out there. I don't think we're
Yeah.
going to arrange 2 sets of carpools or 2 vans or whatever. I mean, I guess maybe we could. But anyway, yeah. So you probably want to get up early and get out there Saturday to make it worth it, because it's about an hour and a half.
It's an hour and a half, 2
45,
hours, yeah.
something like that.
Somewhere in there. Well, depending on who you are and how you drive,
30 minutes.
you might make it fast. You might make it slow.
It's out in Kansas, Oklahoma. So if you know where that is,
Yes.
that's where it is.
If it's not confusing at all.
Yeah.
But
So it's going to be a great trip. I've been out there several times, and it's awesome to be able to partner with them. We're also going to go out to Sunset
the
Bible
week
Camp
before, yeah,
to help do some service projects up there.
on the 17th.
Paint some teaching shelters, I think, and
Mhm.
somebody said something about building tables. I don't know if that's true.
I think it was picnic tables.
So I don't know if that's happening.
I don't either. But we are one of the largest supporters for Sunset Bible Camp as a church.
If not the.
And so we this opportunity to really, you know, help them out too.
Yeah.
So yeah, September 17th, September 17th,
Yeah.
17th.
Okay.
It'll be an all-day thing.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a cost associated there. Yeah.
No.
So
no.
pretty awesome.
But and then the other things that we like, the neighbors along the lines in the
Sand
Sand Springs Community Services,
yeah.
those will be at any time during the week when you're available. And I know there's people who are available during the day. It's going to fit them a lot better than doing something in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So just let us know so we can communicate with them and let them know that you're coming out. But these are some of the ways that we're going to do this.
Great.
Another thing that's coming up is the middle school getaway.
Yeah.
The middle school getaway. It's for
Yes.
middle school students.
Yep.
And you can register in our app
Yeah.
or in the Church Center app. And it's September 30th through, can I see what this looks like? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can.
Sweet.
Through October 1st.
Through October 1st.
It's titled Doxology.
Yeah.
And the cost is $35 until
September 4th. So
Then it
register
increases.
now.
Yep. Going out to Ozark Christian College, Joplin, Missouri.
So-
Stay in the dorms there. So they
Mhm.
get to like hang out with college students, and maybe they'll see Ali. Oh, but he didn't live on campus.
He doesn't live on campus, but he works.
Yeah,
for
he's like
college
in
a lot
the
of stuff,
admissions
yeah.
office, I think.
So there's a good possibility that he'll be there.
That'd be cool.
And I think he'd probably take the time to come and say hi.
Yeah.
You know, because he remembers our kids.
Yeah,
If he
he's
doesn't,
great.
we'll
Shame on-
find
shame on him.
Yes, we will find him.
Pre-shamed.
And things will happen.
Oh, boy. So yeah, get your middle school students 6th through 8th grade registered for that. It's live. It's ready for you.
It's live. It's ready for you. The Cookson Hills mission trip is also something that you can register for. There's also a high school fall retreat that's October 14th through the 16th that you can begin registering your children for, or your students for, so that they are ready to go for that event happening next
Yes.
in a couple months. Actually, it's in a couple months.
Yeah. What is
The
fall retreat?
The fall retreat.
Yeah.
But
in October.
But it's good.
Yep.
It's good. Plan
Good little
ahead.
break.
Plan ahead. But that's all the events that I've got.
Great. Well, you know what that means. It's time to talk about some helpful resources.
Oh yeah!
He hadn't seen that one yet.
I hadn't seen that one. That was funny. Did you have music to it too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to listen to it.
I'm going to listen to it. That's hilarious. Well, one of the things that we discovered actually this week, YouVersion has a way of creating an online kind of community for us through the Bible app.
Yeah, and I actually have a quick little video that talks about YouVersion the Bible app if we want to show it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we'll take a listen, watch and listen to this video that talks about the Bible app.
The Bible is God's word to us. When we read or listen to it, it tells us what's true and helps us live a better life. The Bible app can give God's word a voice in your life every day. You'll find thousands of free devotionals, videos, and more, all designed to help you explore what the Bible says. Discover together with friends and share your journey along the way. Get the Bible app today at bible.com/app.
Yeah. That's cool.
Bible app.
Yeah.
That's
the
what it's all
Bible app.
about.
So in there, I'm sure you guys have used the Bible app before. I use it all the time. But the cool thing about it is, so if you wanted to find Osage Hills, or if you want to find our church in the Bible app, you go to Discover. So you open it up on your phone, and you go to Discover at the bottom right. It's kind of toward the right, actually. So, can you see it? It's the bottom, almost all the way over to the right. It's a little search icon. The Discover there. When you hit that, you can type in Osage Hills Christian Church.
Hills. I'm just gonna do Osage Hills. See what happens.
And
What?
it shows up.
First one.
Yep.
I mean, I'm already subscribed, so
Yeah,
that might be why.
that might
but,
be. Yeah,
Oh,
but then you tap-
and up at the top, there's you can do
Filters.
all or churches.
Uh-huh.
That's the one you might look for. It's
Yes.
Churches.
And then you tap on that, and then you make it your church right there,
Yeah.
underneath there.
Osage Hills.
Yeah, it's actually
My
really,
church.
really cool. And we have like featured Bible reading plans in there from time to time. Those will get swapped out every week or so.
Yeah.
But another thing that YouVersion gives us opportunity to do that we've been talking about is to create events, not necessarily just events that you can like get involved in, like what we've been talking about here, but a chance to actually fill in sermon notes
Yeah.
and things and follow along with the sermon. And so we've been talking about incorporating that into our services as well. And I think one of the primary things that we're going to use that for is when we do our family Sundays. Family Sundays is a great opportunity for us to reach down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Literally and metaphorically.
yes, in many ways, helping our kids engage with the adults. You know, the dropout rate of young people from the church is astronomical.
Mhm.
It's astronomical. I was reading a stat that 50 years ago, people who believe in God or believe that there is a God in the U.S. was like 98% of the nation
Mhm.
that believe that there is a God, and that has fallen dramatically. And among young people, it's down in the 40s, 50%. And that's huge. And I think one of the things that we have probably faced, and is we have these different things that's for kids, and then as soon as they become adults, it's not as cool. And so for like youth group, they would have their own youth services, and they would do their own thing. But what the adults are doing in that room is just boring because they go. It's not the same thing. So they're not taught how to engage on a deeper level, or I think what a lot of people would refer to as probably just like an adult, which is going to be different than what you do in high school. It doesn't always have to be that way,
Right.
but that is the write-off and the excuse why people would just quit. So we are taking that opportunity by making our family Sundays something a little more regular, but we're also taking advantage of the fact that the kids are in the room to do some special things with them
Yeah.
instead of not engage them.
Right.
So we're not leaving them out, we're including them in.
Yeah.
So we'll have things like the sermon notes in the Bible app or YouVersion. We'll have things like a word search where the underlined word that's on the screen is not on the paper, so they have to pay attention and write the word down and then find it in the word search.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Transubstantiation. Probably not.
One corner all the way to the other.
That's a big crossword.
It's actually just transubstantiation.
Ah.
There's not enough room for
Cut
the
off.
N.
Sorry.
That's hilarious. I don't think we'll.
Another cool element that we're going to do is last Sunday, and this Sunday, Ryan has been teaching the kids in kids worship a song, and we're actually going to do that all together on the 28th, which is
Yeah.
our next family Sunday.
Yeah.
And so not only are we going to engage the kids by the elements of the sermon and the use of the Bible app, we're also in worship as well, going to, hey, this is a song you guys have been learning, and I know my boys recognize it when it comes on in the car and they start singing it out. So hopefully you guys are hearing about it. Listen to it. It's called, the album is called Worship in the Word. And the song is called First Things First, based off Matthew 6, I think. 5, 6. The one where, don't worry about your needs. Like God's going to provide everything.
Oh, okay.
And the whole concept of the song is when we put God first, the first thing first, then he supplies all of our needs. And so it's a great song.
Neat.
Right out of scripture. It's really catchy and kids love it. And so we're going to sing that all together. So you can start listening. And
that
way
playlist goes out in our e-newsletter too.
Yes.
So
Yes, it does.
there'll be a very quick and easy way to just find it and listen to it. The other thing we're doing with our services on those weekends is making them extremely long. I'm just kidding. No, we're cutting
3
back on
hours.
We're cutting back on the time. We're cutting back on the time, and we're turning that into a big family day.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Because that's when we're also launching our breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast that day. Breakfast!
Breakfast. On the fourth weekend,
Yeah.
or those family Sundays, we will have our big church Reach Across time.
Yeah, so if you didn't catch that, every fourth Sunday of the month is now going to be Reach Across Sunday. That has breakfast, it's Family Sunday, kids join us for worship. It's going to be all about reaching across.
Yeah, a full-on, even church family engagement experience.
Yes. Love
So
it.
yeah, it's good for us. It's good. It's biblical.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
So that was you version.
That was you version.
We dropped the announcement of Family Sunday. We have another resource,
Good. Yeah, what was it? I didn't write it down.
the Church Center app.
The Church Center app. That's right.
Yeah, in fact, I have another video
Oh,
to engage you.
that's awesome.
So watch and listen.
Pretty cool. We have a
Get it.
checklist available for people who are curious about how to get this. It's probably one of our primary methods of communication for church stuff, for church events. If
Yeah.
you want to find out what's going on, it is in that app.
Yeah.
It is in that app. We put everything in there. So if you wanted to sign up for Rooted, if you wanted to sign up for the middle school getaway, the high school retreat, the Cooks and Hills serve time, all that kind of stuff, the marriage night, all that stuff is in there.
Yeah.
And then you can also have nice little links to just be able to add that to your calendar, sync it up, set alerts, and all that stuff. It's fantastic.
And there is a really cool function they just released a couple months ago that is called the About Me or My Page or something like that.
Okay.
And what it does is if you are in Planning Center to any capacity, so if you serve for children's ministry or worship or tech or any of those things, if you've registered for an event, if you have signed up for something else. All of it, no matter what it is, will show up in one location. And so you can see, and it's in chronological order. And so you can see, and so each week we have people serve in the band and in tech, and I send out a request for them to serve. And if you serve with Ryan, you get the same email. Well, in the app on Church Center, you can actually accept or deny from within that app. So even if you only had that app, you could have access to everything.
It's great.
So
It's great.
highly, highly, highly recommend. If you don't have it and need help, talk to us. We'll give you one of those papers. If you want to do it yourself, we'll walk you through it. But it's super, super helpful. So get it.
Yeah, get it. We'll put a link in the description too.
There is one.
We put a link in the description
Yeah.
too.
There's links to all those events we talked about. There's links to get the YouVersion app. There's link to
Yeah.
Church Center.
No,
all
it's,
in the show
it's
notes.
good. It's
all
good.
there.
It's all good. So we're going to do a new segment today.
We are doing a new segment, and if you were around when the height of the pandemic was in full swing, and Ryan and I were doing the pre-show. Mm-hmm. So it was like a 15-minute pre-show before service, and we recorded them, pre-recorded. We did a segment in there called Dad Jokes with Ryan, and it was just so good that we thought we should bring that back. And so for your viewing delight, we have brought back Dad Jokes with Ryan, and bonus, you get 3 of them in one sitting.
Great.
So he's not heard these.
I have
yet,
not heard them.
and he
so
can't hear them.
I'm going to watch them with you.
So here you go, Dad Jokes with Ryan.
You're kidding me, right?
What did the drummer call his twin daughters? And a 1 and a 2. What do you call an unpredictable camera? A loose cannon. How do you weigh a millennial? In Instagrams.
He's
How do you weigh a millennial?
he's watching it live.
In Instagrams.
That's so true. That's hilarious.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Dad Jokes around. Just a little levity.
Yeah.
Just a little laughter.
Yeah.
Brighten your day.
You know, my daughter is really into those dad jokes, and occasionally she just
I mean, who isn't?
tells them to me. I would have never guessed. It's so funny.
Instagrams.
Instagrams. I can agree with that.
So that leads us to our final segment of the day.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about Sunday. Dedication, man.
Fantastic.
Just saying. All right, so what's going on Sunday?
That's a great question.
Sunday is week 3 in our Learning to Reach series. And we've gone over what it looks like to reach up and to reach down, and now we're talking about reaching across. And one of the big themes through this entire series is grace. And how grace has impacted our lives and how we live it out. So there's the language that God has used toward us that brings us together as his family. And then there's the grace language that we use with each other because God has given us his grace. And then there's this other part, this grace interaction that we use toward each other in the church. And that's what we're going to be discussing this weekend. It's kind of a highlight for.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. This is the 3rd week in our 4-week Learning to Reach series. And so, yeah, expressions of grace.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna take the foundation that was laid out the last couple of weeks, and we get to kind of flesh that out.
Yeah. So, and one of the
good.
probably one of the big highlights is that God made you for a purpose, and that purpose is it's accessible in grace. And then since it's accessible in grace, grace is what empowers you for that purpose, and grace is the expression itself when you live it out, which is just truly fascinating and awesome. I think,
Yeah.
it reorients our very lives around the reason why we were made, which is to be that image of God. So, but I'm looking forward to this one. This is like, I love this stuff.
Yeah,
This
there's some other cool elements that we're excited about.
Yeah. So what's some of the stuff that you're doing?
I'll be here.
That's nice.
Yeah. No, really looking forward to. I'm unfortunately completely drawing a blank on our entire set list, but oh no. So one of the things. There's this beautiful hymn. It was written back in, I think it was the 1840s, called "He Will Hold Me Fast," and it's a fascinating story. And what happened was there was this hymnist. Is that what you would call somebody who wrote hymns?
Sure.
Hymnist, like a gymnast, but with hymns.
Not a hymnalist.
Not a hymnalist, because that's just somebody
That's
who
a
makes
book.
hymnals.
Yeah, it's a
But
hymnist.
A hymnist. The person who wrote the hymn was traveling around with a very popular, renowned evangelist, and they were traveling around, doing the 1800s evangelistic crusade thing that you would do. And they came across this young man who had just accepted Christ and was so excited, was so on fire for evangelizing and sharing the word of Christ and the love and grace of Christ with everyone. But he had confessed to this hymnist that he was scared or nervous about not losing his salvation, but essentially like not being able to live up to the pressure of being a Christian, which I think is something we can all kind of relate to. It's like you feel like, man, this is a big deal, and can I do it? Am I going to be able to follow through with this? And what this song, this hymn talks about is that it's not, and I think this aligns exactly with what some of what Nate's going to talk about, that it's not by your power that you do what you do for Christ. It is by the power of Christ in us that enables us. That grace fuels what we do. And so when we sing that He will hold me fast, we're implying and referencing scripture that says God is the one who holds us. It's not up to us to carry the burden and the weight of evangelism. It's through God's Spirit and His grace that gives us that power and gives us that ability. So great song. There's going to be some scripture tied into that that points us in that direction. And so I love when that all comes together and ties in. It's awesome.
Yeah. So what an exciting day. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day.
Hey, but before we go, why don't you subscribe?
Yes.
If you haven't, and share this with somebody. You can just hit that little share button. Be like, listen, my church is great.
Yes.
Take a look at this.
See.
But if you need help subscribing, here's how you do it.
There you go.
And I just realized, now that we're at the end, that we didn't put on the noise cancellation feature.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's been on.
It's supposed to be green but it's blue.
Oh.
So you just tap it, I think, and it turns green. Yeah, see, mine's green now. There's a little button on the back bottom. Yeah. So I bet,
Probably would have been a little bit better.
I bet this sounds way better.
I wonder if, like, so you've heard me drink this this entire.
Well, I think they probably would have heard that anyway, but
Yeah.
I think it like filters out the air conditioning.
Yeah, filters out the AC and the sound of the wind hitting the roof.
Yeah, the first Sunday we ever came here and that happened, it freaked me out.
Yeah, it sounds like the whole entire thing's gonna
And
collapse. on
I
you.
looked around like, do we
And
need to leave? And
no one was panicking.
It's just like, whatever.
No one was thinking it. It's like, yeah, this happens, and they just kept
Yeah.
their
In fact,
gaze at the front.
we had to ask like 3 or 4 people before they realized what we were talking about. Like it's just so normal that it's like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like that can't be good.
So yeah, it's happened a couple times.
And if you want to know what we're talking about, come
gotta
this
come.
Sunday.
Yes, exactly.
You got to come. You got to
You
do
will
it.
probably experience it.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know. Maybe,
Great.
maybe you will. Maybe you won't.
Maybe. I don't know.
Every weekend, it's a new surprise.
We are so thankful for all of you, and we are looking forward to worshiping with you this Sunday. So make sure to come out to Osage Hills, 9 or 10:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm. And sign up for Rooted.
Yes.
Sign up for Rooted.
Root. Yeah.
And yeah, just let everybody know. Sign up for Rooted.
Do it.
Do it, man.
All right.
We'll see you later.